Morning, Facebook world. It is Hank, and you'll notice I'm wearing a fancy shirt because we have a giving feast at my kid's school, and I love the flexibility of being able to say yes, even when things aren't as planned as what we thought they should be. Meaning, I didn't read the newsletters. Weekend away with my wife. It's needed. Once a quarter or every 6 months. It doesn't happen as often as we would like, yet it brings me back to center. Oftentimes we create stories in our heads, and my story in my head is my wife and I and our family are probably the happiest and in the best place that we've ever been. And I wanted to confirm that. And Sarah and I, through hiking and through the time in the car, we're centered. And a few weeks back, I got flowers for my wife. And I got flowers for my wife because I know that when I turn up the volume, she doesn't necessarily care for it. And yet, sometimes you need to turn up the volume. My father-in-law once said this to me. He goes, and it was when I was going through the shift with my old company, and I was standing in the woods, and I specifically remember I was on the brink of tears, and I said, Dave, people who I thought were there for me turned their back on me. And he goes, Hank, if everybody loves what you're doing, you're not doing anything. Everybody hates what you're doing, you're probably doing the wrong thing. And he goes, what you should strive for is a third of the people love what you're doing, a third of the people are indifferent, and a third of the people think you've lost your fucking mind. And the reality is everybody loves comfort. No one loves when people are changing. I'm constantly changing. And I know when I'm getting ready to go through a change or I realize that I've screwed something up, I turn up the volume. And I turn up the volume because it separates it. It kind of churns it. And some people close to me haven't, and when I say close to me, some people in my circle haven't loved me turning up the volume. They've made questions. They've said it's coming from ego. They've said all this stuff. I can assure you it's not coming from ego. It's not. I went and I read some ego books and I'm very clear on where it's coming from. I turned up the volume. Not everybody loves it. Here's what I do know. My wife is 100% on board with where we're at and where we're going. The people closest to me I've had questions with and they're good with where we're at. And I'm happy. For the rest of you, don't know what to say. Worry about yourself. I'm here to help people. I'm here to make an impact. I'm here to help people get what they want. I'm going to push on pain points. I'll get it wrong. I don't need to be right. When I'm wrong, I'd like to know. So where are we going in 2020? We got a whole nother level of clarity. We know who we're going to serve. We know what it looks like. We know our offerings. And we're not going to be in the same place we were for the last year, 2 years, 3 years. Not everybody will survive the transformation or the next level of growth. And that's okay. Relationships aren't meant to be forever in every chapter of every book. Sometimes you have to have a third of the people not like you anymore because that makes room for the new growth. Some judgment around this. You'll notice I got the success code tattooed on my hand. Why? I'm not playing quiet. Not everybody's going to love the fact that I tattooed something on my hand. My wife's fully okay with it. My kids think it's cool. And it creates conversation. We know in the success code it's this. It's skill sets, time on task, it's experimentation. And experimentation turns into activities. Activities turns into a math equation. And help enough people get what they want, you'll get everything that you want. And it gives you victory, it gives you confidence, and then it gets you into momentum. We're not playing small. 2020 is going to be a year of growth, which means it's probably going to be messy, which means I'm probably going to get some things wrong. Here's what I want you to know. I want you to win. I want you to win at a whole nother level. And the closer you are to me, the closer I'm going to care, the more I'm going to care. Take my thumb and I'll push on pain points. If I believe that there's something that you need to see, yes, Rick, I'm excited. I sent you a message this morning to get on my schedule to talk. We're doing big things here. Game on. If you're looking to play at a whole nother level in 2020, get on my schedule. Got a few coaching spots left. We are getting back to working 3 days a week in the business, every hour on the hour. I'm going to have coaching clients. I'm getting back to my roots of one-on-one coaching. I had a coaching team. I'm not doing that anymore. During my one-on-one schedule, I'm focused on you, and I'm focused on helping you get where you want. Know that you will go backwards. Most of the time people coach with me, there's a point where you end up making less money. You end up making less money because money is just a tool. Sometimes you need to go backwards. Sometimes you need to focus on a longer game plan. Sometimes you need to focus on increasing a skill set, increasing time on task, and doing that because the reality is there's always short-term income that you can make, yet it might not be getting where you're going, which means you might have to make some tough decisions. There's one thing that I do is I make decisions well. And when I make decisions, I make them the right decision. See, I'm okay with going backwards. Heck, I was talking with Josh the other day. I'd be okay with blowing up everything that we've done. If I felt that what we needed to do was blow up everything that we've done in order to take the next step, I'll do it. Why? I'm willing to give up good to go to great. We're not going to do that. We are shifting a little bit. We are shifting, and we're going to serve people at a higher level. And if you have any questions, let me know. If you are in that inner circle or in that close proximity and you don't necessarily like what the changes that happen, get in my schedule. Ask me some questions. Come from curiosity. I'm not crazy. I'm truly not. I do turn up the volume. I do have complete clarity on where we're going. Pretty pumped. And I got to tell you, after a week with my wife or a weekend with my wife, my energy is awesome. God, I'm thankful. 15 years and I still get giddy about being with my wife and come home to my kids and doing something right. Okay. Off to Giving Feast, and I got a full day of calls. 2020 is our freedom year. 2020 is where we are completely no longer worried about money. It's calculated out where 2020 truly is where we have financial freedom. I was looking at our net worth on December 31st, 2016, and our net worth has climbed drastically, went backwards. And you know what? 2020 is going to be a good year. Who's with me? If you're with me, show me some love. If you're not with me, that's okay too. I love you. I care about you. I wish you the best. And we don't have to be in a relationship for the rest of our lives. While we're in a relationship, I'm going to honor you at the highest level. I'm going to push you. And sometimes I'll get it wrong. Know that I do it in the most loving way possible. And, like my buddy Wayne right there, we had a season where we didn't talk. Why? He messed up. I messed up. We had a recalibration of it, yet we're back together. Patience, quietness. If you don't know Wayne, check him out. Follow him. He's helping a lot of people. Doesn't always get it right, nor do I. He's not perfect. He's a new level of leadership where he does share the journey, and I will share the journey. Some of you can't handle me sharing the journey because you know what? Sometimes it's messy. Being a solopreneur is messy. It is sometimes 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. Happy Monday, everyone. Goodbye.